How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to dive into when Mr. Fantastic, Wolverine, and Iron Man were at their most powerful in the Marvel Comics. Before we jump in, please consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy this content. You can always unsubscribe later. Alright, let's get on with the video. Commonly referred to as the smartest man in the Marvel Universe, Reed Richards uses his intellect along with his super flexibility to flex his strength. His most powerful moment easily comes from the 2015 Secret Wars number 9 when Victor Von Doom had become the ruler of the battle world after he destroyed the entire multiverse. Dr. Doom had obtained extraordinary magical powers that allowed him to alter universes with the simple wave of a finger. In secret, Doom had been using this power to destroy the multiverse so he could recreate it to his vision. The death of the multiverse would occur when an incursion took place between Earth 616 and 1610. The Reed Richards of Earth 616 knew this would be coming thanks to warnings from other heroes. He would take the final moments of the universe to develop a multiversal travel pod to protect his family. Unfortunately, even his great intellect wouldn't be enough to save them from the destruction of the incursion. Reed would wake up in the battle world, the surviving remnants of the multiverse, with Dr. Doom serving as the ruler of it all. Reed would discover the sick twist to reality Doom had created, with Doctor Strange being Doom's right hand and Sue Storm being Doom's wife, essentially stealing the life that once belonged to Reed Richards. In time, Reed would meet with his Earth 1610 counterpart, the Maker. This Reed Richards was everything that Mr. Fantastic stood against, using his intellect for evil purposes instead of the greater good. Instead of fighting each other, both Reeds wanted to restore the multiverse back to what it was, causing them to form an alliance and using their combined knowledge to brainstorm a way to defeat Dr. Doom. They would find other survivors in the battle world and convince them to march upon Doomstadt, Doom's home in the battle world, to distract him while the two Reeds would enter inside, searching for a way to undo the hell they were in. Once inside, the two would find Molecule Man, who explained to the two Reeds that he was the source of Doom's power and that Doom had been siphoning the power of the Beyonders and other Molecule Men to make him unimaginably powerful. Doom would eventually call the distraction for what it was and confront the two Reeds, trying to provoke 616 Reed Richards more that he had stolen his family. Doom would even admit that if Reed had the power of the Beyonders, he would be much more noble about using it. When Reed agreed, Doom showed restraint, realizing how mad he had become, driven by his hate. Molecule Man would then strip Doom of his powers and give them to Reed so he could begin restoring the multiverse, this being Reed's most powerful form. At this moment, he had the power to recreate his home universe, revive his family from the dead, and use his knowledge to shape the multiverse to a better version than it was before. In an optimistic act, Reed even healed Doom of his scars, erased his memory of the battle world, and altered his mind to believe that Reed Richards was dead in hopes that Doom could become more of the hero than the villain. This would eventually lead to Victor Von Doom becoming the infamous Iron Man, showing just how brilliant Reed Richards was with giving his greatest enemy an opportunity to reform himself to carry the mantle of one of Marvel's greatest Avengers. To discover when Wolverine reaches peak power, it would take a look into Earth 14412, where Logan had his traditional origin story of an adamantium skeleton, but would go through a grueling story to save his universe from pending doom. In this universe, Loki was driven mad by Thor and decided to anger him even more by wiping out humanity, including Old Man Logan using unknown methods. As all seemed lost, the Phoenix Force would choose Wolverine to become its new host and battle Loki again, who by this point had collected the Infinity Stones. During their fight, Loki had realized what he had done, slaughtering countless innocent people. He begged Wolverine to travel back through time and prevent Loki from ever beginning his quest of collecting the stones. This would start with Wolverine obtaining the Space Stone from S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury, already altering the future. However, this would attract the attention of Ultron, who would be amongst the first to witness the true power of Phoenix Force Wolverine by getting easily defeated. On a search for Loki, Wolverine would then fly into Thor, where he would learn that Dr. Doom was preparing for an assault against the Earth. Wolverine would then sacrifice himself by giving the Phoenix Force to Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, to defeat Doom once and for all. The power of the Phoenix Force would resurrect Wolverine to where he would join the Avengers led by the Goddesses of Thunder, protecting Earth from other cosmic threats such as the Celestials. Sometime later, Mystique would use a powerful weapon to steal the Phoenix Force from Wolverine and kill him, with his remains only being found later by Thor's granddaughters and pieced back together, eventually being able to defeat Mystique. Having fought enough battles, Old Man Logan would retire from fighting and become a farmer, the simple life he wanted to live out the rest of his days. The Phoenix Force would leave, seeking its next host, knowing the future of the universe was safe thanks to an all-powerful Old Man Wolverine. While Tony Stark has taken many forms across the multiverse, both good and bad, this story features a recent development when he advanced his Iron Man suit creation so far that it became as powerful as some of the most dangerous villains in the cosmos. And no, I'm not talking about Superior Iron Man with that suit being half symbiote. I'm talking about the Cosmic Iron God suit from Iron Man number 15. Having recently stopped Null's invasion with Eddie Brock and the Avengers, Tony began a journey of self-improvement, including going back to his old ways with a classic Iron Man outfit. This time alone would be short-lived as Korvac, a half-man, half-computer, would reveal himself to be an imposter watching over Tony Stark for some time just to gain access to his technologies to allow himself to travel to Galactus' spaceship Ta-2. Korvac would be after the power Cosmic, the source of Galactus' power to allow himself to play God of the universe. However, his android half was convincing him that the only way for universal peace was through the annihilation of all of life. Tony would recruit Hellcat, War Machine, and some other heroes dubbed the Space Friends to go after Korvac, knowing he had to be stopped in order to save the universe. After breaking Tony Stark's neck in a brief fight, both Korvac and Tony would absorb the power Cosmic, essentially turning both into gods, being the most powerful that Tony Stark would become in the Marvel Universe. This armor essentially amplified all of Tony Stark's traditional suit powers, except now with the ability to create and destroy life and repair the mass destruction caused by Korvac. Iron Man would defeat Korvac and have him captured, where he would then return to Earth to seek therapy for his morphine addiction, giving up the power Cosmic simultaneously. Korvac would eventually break out from his imprisonment and brutally beat Tony Stark with this newfound hate. Tony would be able to convince Korvac that this wasn't the good guy thing to do. Korvac would then take Tony to the hospital where he would heal over time, while Korvac would take his own life, preventing himself from becoming a threat to all of life ever again. Thank you for watching. All comics mentioned in this video will be linked in the description. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel, as it always helps me out. Also, if you have a request for a Marvel character to do in a later part of this series, please post in the comments section below. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day, wherever you may be.